everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today's video is a fairly simple time-lapse of a swallow illustration in my new sketchbook, my new toned paper sketchbook, and I'll talk a little bit about that to begin with, and then later on in the video I just want to have a bit of a chat about what I want to do with the channel and a bit of an update on my life in general. Now, at the beginning of the video, you'd have seen me opening my new sketchbook, and it's actually a craft paper scrapbook that I got from the works here in the UK. And I got the idea initially from Safira Lou, and if you haven't checked out her channel and her socials, I'll link them in the description below. She's fabulous, go check her out. And I actually tested out this method, I guess you call it, during Inktober, and even though I didn't complete Inktober, I got some really good results that I really enjoyed, and if I remember, I'll try and pop a couple of pictures of my favourite pieces in the video here. But yeah, I like to use this craft paper with alcohol markers because you get the muted tones with the craft paper, and then using my Prismacolor coloured pencils over the top just gives this really vibrant pop. Now, it's this vibrant pop of colour that I really enjoy in this style that I'm doing here in my sketchbook, and it's the whole reason that I bought the sketchbook in the first place. And this enjoyment just motivates me to create even more and creates almost a dopamine feedback loop because I enjoy it so much. I'm motivated to create more, I make more, and so on and so forth. Now, as someone who has an interest in nature, and I actually have a bachelor's degree in countryside conservation, I think it would be appropriate for me to talk a little bit about the swallow itself. It's a migratory species, and it breeds here in the summer from about April-May time, and then in about September-October time it migrates to sub-Saharan Africa, and it feeds on insects, and it collects those in flight on the wing, and it makes nests out of mud. It makes these like basket-shaped nests out of mud in the eaves of buildings and often in barns, hence the name barn swallow. So that was a little bit of information about the barn swallow. We've talked a bit about what I'm doing for the art piece, and now I think it's time to move on to what I'm going to tentatively call the general chat section of this video, where I talk a little bit about what I want for the channel, what's going on in my life, etc, etc. So to start with, I'll talk about what I want for the channel, and I want to use this as a platform to give myself a chance to sit down and voice my hopes and my dreams and just be as real and genuine as possible, really. I'm not an influencer or an entertainer in any way, and I don't really intend to be, but I want to use this as a way of communicating and sharing what's going on in my life, because I am a creator and I have a desire to share my creations with people, but in real life I have a very limited social circle and I live in quite an isolated area, so that limits my ideas, my social interaction, and limits my creativity in a sense. Now, this isolation really means that what happens is I get stuck in my own subjective reality. I'm stuck in the same four walls most of the time. I never get to share my ideas and my plans with anyone, and I do come up with so many ideas and projects that I want to do, but if no one else hears them or knows about them, then only I can hold myself accountable, and with terrible self-discipline, nothing ever gets done. There's no one to hold me accountable except myself. So I want to start having other people in my life, whether they are real people or people on the internet, who knows. Anybody is better than being alone in my own subjective reality. So, I mean, the shadows can be safe, I suppose. They provide me a safety net, they're comfortable, it means that I can remain invisible, but I know that I can be so much more than that, and to become more, to be visible, to shine, I need to move out of those shadows and that safety zone, which is why I'm doing something scary like making a YouTube video. So, plans going forward, I did used to do weekly live streams over on Twitch of my artwork. That's been put on hold at the minute and has been for a few months. That's purely due to logistics. With my live streams, I used to drive about 15-20 miles up to my parents' house because they have vastly better internet connection than I do. Despite the fact that I live about 2 miles from the biggest town in the county, I'm still out in the sticks. I don't have fibre internet, so my connection here isn't as good, which is another reason I decided to try and make YouTube videos instead of doing live streams. But I had been going up there once a week and doing my live stream, and it was all great, but then fuel prices just skyrocketed, and driving is the only way to get around in this area, so realistically I could not afford to keep going up there even once a week to do my live streams. So once prices come down a bit, if they come down a bit, then perhaps I can start doing the live streams again, but I would really love to get back to that because again, it was that way of communicating and sharing with people and having that social interaction, even though I was sat in a room on my own doing artwork. As for my life at the minute, I've not been so busy the last week or so. Last month, in the month of May, I suddenly got a load of woodland conservation work. Casual hours, but woodland conservation work, which is kind of my dream job, but at the same time I've not been in a physical work environment for a very long time, except for volunteering. I volunteer with the RSPB on a regular basis and have done for years, but since I shattered my elbow 5 years ago, while I was finishing up my uni degree, I've not done much physical work because it's not been possible. But over lockdown and over the pandemic, I've slowly been building my confidence in my physical strength and getting up off my butt and actually doing stuff. It's a big mental battle as well as a physical one, but it does mean that I am out of shape. I've been sat on my butt for the last 5 years or so. So it has been very difficult, very tiring, but at the same time rewarding, and has given me a lot of artistic inspiration because I get a lot of my inspiration from nature and my surroundings. But at the same time it has left me tired, so I'll come home and the next day or even 2 days I'm just a zombie because that physical work does take its toll on me. I have felt my body starting to adjust and getting stronger, but over the last month, today is the 26th of June that I'm finishing this recording. This last month hasn't been so busy work-wise. I've only had a couple of days, so I've had more time to sort of chill and do some artwork. I've just finished another illustration, which I will hopefully remember to put on the screen. So my life the last couple of weeks has been more art focused because I have that time to just be myself instead of worrying and stressing about pushing myself in my job. Don't get me wrong, I do love my job and it will get better, but that mental battle is very draining at the minute. I actually gave myself the last week off as a bit of a break. My boss was away for the week, so there wasn't going to be any work. I was getting to the end of my tether a bit anyway, and I knew my cycle was due, so I just decided, you know what, I'm going to have the week off. And it did me the world of good because I relaxed, I let myself work for my own sake when I wanted to. I wasn't pushing myself to meet some made-up deadline or anything. If I didn't want to work at that particular moment in time because I felt rubbish, then I wouldn't. I'd go and do something else. I'd play a game or something. I'd go outside, play ball with the dog. It just gave me that time to relax, and I feel so much better for it. It's also been incredibly warm here this last week in the UK, especially last Friday, so what was it, the 17th of June? Me and my grandmother actually ended up going to Birmingham to Gardeners World Live. We go every year if we can, and we booked the tickets around about Christmas, and we somehow managed to pick the hottest day of the year to get on a train and go to a concrete conference centre full of lots of people, and spend the day there. And it was a very good day. I had a lot of fun, got some really cool stuff, some cool plants, got some foxgloves, I got a fuchsia that was in a pot that looks like a tree stump. I'll also try and remember to put a picture. And saw a lot of cool stuff, but at the same time it was very difficult to appreciate things and concentrate and fully enjoy myself because it was 31 degrees Celsius and my Celtic blood ain't made for that temperature. I'm just not good at hot weather at all. So yeah, as much as I enjoyed it, it was a difficult day and another tiring day. So another reason I decided to give myself the week off. And then next weekend is actually my birthday, so hopefully I will spend some time relaxing with a couple of friends, just taking my time to be myself and actually appreciating myself, because that's not something I'm very good at. Birthdays have been quite a difficult thing for me to accept and understand in the past. I don't know if I'm the only one. Please let me know if you agree with me or feel any of this yourself, but birthdays to me feel like you are celebrating yourself, right? And some aspect of that just feels very vain and, I don't know, self-righteous possibly, and that doesn't sit right with me particularly. I understand, like, from a family point of view, they're celebrating me coming into the world and stuff like that. Yeah, I can understand my family wanting to celebrate my birthday, but me celebrating my birthday? Not so much. And the fact that other people would want to celebrate me feels strange to me. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. It's been quite an experience to make this and learn how to find the confidence to do voiceovers and do video editing and stuff, but I'd like to hear your ideas for future videos. What art videos would you like to see? What wildlife, what birds, what animals, what art challenges do you think that I could do? So let me know in the comments, and also any feedback on the video. I am doing this completely on a budget with just things that I happen to have. The most high-tech thing I have is a Razer microphone, a small Razer microphone. Can't remember exactly the make and model, but yeah. Otherwise I'm just using my phone and my desk lamp and whatever I can get my hands on. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.